Tonight, Channel 4's going into the swimming pool to try and prove to you that one of the most popular participant sports in the country can be exciting television too.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Race on!
Hello and welcome to the main D pool here in Newport for the Speedo Fastwater Meet. 5 of the strongest clubs in Great Britain taking part here in a junior event in what's a novel concept for British swimming. Basically, we've got 12 sprints here, 15-metre sprints, twice a 25-metre short course pool. Now, each club puts forward 4 swimmers, and they each swim 3 times, once solo and twice in a relay. And it's the total cumulative time that will count towards who wins this Speedo Fastwater Meet.
We've colour-coded each of the teams, and they'll stay in their assigned lanes throughout the competition, so you'll be able to recognise which team is in the lead. In lane 1, wearing purple and over Centurions from Nottingham, their young star Helen Watson, a breaststroke swimmer, is a potential Olympian. In lane 2, wearing yellow, are Cardiff. They already have produced an Olympic breaststroke swimmer, Margaret Kelly, in the 76 and 1980 Olympics. In lane 3, in red, are Wigan Wasps. June Croft, Olympic bronze medalist, was one of their outstanding swimmers. In lane 4, wearing green, and Millfield School from Street, consistently one of Britain's strong swimming teams. Duncan Goodyear was their best-known swimmer, winning Olympic gold in 1980. And in lane 5, in blue, Kelly College from Tavistock. Their best-known former pupil is Olympic Games silver medalist Sharon Davis. Although you see a lot of our top under-17 competitive swimmers in action today, you'll also get a taste for competitive swimming. But remember, anybody can join a local club and get a taste of competitive swimming for themselves.
And I'll be amongst the supporters talking to the swimmers' backup group, the mums and dads and the coaches, and finding out just how dedicated some of the families as well as the swimmers are to their sport.
And joining me in commentary is Drew Gordon, head coach for the Scottish Commonwealth Games women's squad, and last seen here on Channel 4 in the World Student Games in Kobe in Japan last year.
All the races today are sprints, 2 lengths of this 25-metre pool here at Newport. The first race is a 50 metres butterfly for boys. This is the hardest stroke butterfly, requiring the most amount of training, so watch for the swimmers to be tiring down the last 5 metres.
In lane 1 for Nova, 16 years old from Mansfield, and English Schools International, Chris Proctor. Lane 2 for Cardiff, 15 years old, a member of the SO Youth Squad, Gareth Codd. Lane 3, the Wigan captain, second in the national age group finals last year, Julian Rhodes. Lane 4 for Millfield, 15 years old, and the most exciting young swimmer in Britain at the moment, Mark Foster. Lane 5 for Kelly College, the British junior record holder at 100 and 200, Richard Leishman.
Take your marks.
Richard Leishman away to a good start there, but Foster's working hard underwater. And Foster already showing that 6-foot length stroke of his going into the turn.
So at the turn, it's very level. Foster in lane 4 for Millfield, Leishman in lane 5 for Kelly College, but Foster just in front.
Foster just heading off Leishman. Leishman, the Scottish international.
And it's desperately close. And in fact, it's lane 5, Richard Leishman, who gets it. He touches first in 26.50, so a major surprise here. Foster, whose best time of 25.48 was the time to beat, has been beaten in a rather disappointing time, 26.50, and Richard Leishman there will be delighted with that.
Fastest man in Great Britain over 50 metres butterfly. It was a very close race. What do you think about him?
He's fast, I know he's fast. I just want to beat him. It's my main stroke. I don't want to be beaten by freestyle on my stroke.
And here's the crucial last few metres. You see there, Foster in front, but the touch completely wrong, Drew.
Yes, Leishman is absolutely on stroke for the finish, and you can see how vital that is in the short 50-metre sprint.
And here's the touch again. He's just about half a metre away from it.
Yes, he's a half a stroke short. He knows it, and he does a very short stroke going into the pad. And that's what cost him the race, Simon. That extra short stroke.
Tense moment for the parents.
Always, yes. We've been all over the country, all over Europe, and it's always the same. No matter whether it's a big gala or a small gala, the tension's there.
How difficult do you find it to watch him swimming?
I love to watch, and if he gets beaten, then it's one of those things you've got to come back again. And he enjoys it. It's hard work, and it's a matter of they put a lot of work in, and when they get the right results, then it's all worthwhile.
A bit disappointing, but there we are. Can't be helped. That's swimming, isn't it? I mean, you can win some and lose some.
How does Mum help him get over disappointments like that?
Throttle him, I think.
Well, he'll want to throttle himself when he looks at that. Mark Foster beaten by 0.13 of a second by Richard Leishman of Kelly College, and Chris Proctor of Nova is third.
To be a competitive swimmer, the commitment to training is enormous. And nobody seems to have more commitment than Nicola Gwynn, who travels from Neath to Cardiff every day, 180 miles round trip. Meet her mother.
I get up at 4:15. My husband gets up at 1:45, and Nicola gets up at 10:10. And then she goes from training straight to tech. My husband picks her up from tech, and then she's back home at 8 o'clock in the evening.
Now, how long have you been doing that for?
11 and a half years.
You don't look quite as worn as I expected you to. Is it really worth it?
Yes. Especially if you see them getting on, yes. And you try and give them all the encouragement. You've got to be behind them. Otherwise, you know, that's just it. If you think they got the talent, you'll help them. But if they didn't, no way would I get up at 4:45 in the morning.
Now it's the girls' turn. 50 metres butterfly again. Most of the top swimmers in the world develop a breathing pattern. They take 2 strokes and a breath, 1 stroke then a breath. They'll be interested to see whether the girls do this because it's a sprint.
In lane 1, the captain of the Nova girls team, 15 years old, from Langley Mill in Nottingham, a Great Britain senior international, Tracy Atkin. In lane 2, the captain of the Cardiff girls team, 16 years old, from Britain Ferry near Neath, Nicola Gwynn. In lane 3 for Wigan Wasps, 15 years old and a national age group champion, ranked 3rd in the seniors at the moment, Mara O'Fay. In lane 4 for Millfield, 16 years old, the former national biathlon champion from the Isle of Man, Sian Pilling. And lane 5 for Kelly College. At 15, she's already represented Wales from Orpington, Samantha Lewis.
Take your marks.
And it's an even start, Simon, for this 50-metre fly. Already Samantha Lewis in lane 5 for Kelly College. The Welsh representative at international level is heading the field.
Yes, Samantha Lewis turning, but also up there, Mara O'Fee in lane 3 for Wigan, and in lane 1, Tracy Atkin.
Yes, lane 1 for Nova. Tracy Atkin pushing hard in this last 10 metres. Really looking good for the finish.
And again, a desperately close touch. But in fact, it's lane 5 who wins it. Samantha Lewis from Kelly College. So Kelly doing really well. Leishman wins the first race, and Samantha Lewis wins the girls' butterfly for Kelly as well. And here's the desperately close finish. Lanes 1, 3 and 5 all really pretty close together. It looks at the moment as if Tracy Atkin in lane 1 for Nova is going to touch, but here comes Samantha Lewis doing exactly the same as Leishman has done in the butterfly, and she wins it.
Yes, Samantha Lewis just holds the head down, non-breathing into the wall, and that gets in before Tracy Atkin, Simon. There's the lovely keyhole action of the butterfly, the most powerful stroke that we have underwater. Hands really driving the body forward. Myra O'Fee of Wigan finishing this 50 fly, the legs separating a little bit there at the end, and this may have lost her the drive into the wall, and of course the first place for the race.
So Kelly's Samantha Lewis wins by 0.09 of a second. Nova's Tracy Atkin second, and third Wigan's Mara O'Fay. And things looking good for Kelly at the moment. Their margin over Millfield, 1.3 seconds.
You'll see all the normal disciplines of swimming today, culminating in the freestyle and medley relays. Next up is the boys' backstroke. My favourite, Nick Bridge from Millfield.
In lane 1 for Nova, a 15-year-old from Kirby in Ashfield, Jason Kenny. Lane 2 for Cardiff, 16 years old, the captain of the boys' team, Alan Haynes. Lane 3 for Wigan, 15 years old, a national junior qualifier last year, Kieran Bentham. Lane 4 for Millfield, at 15, the national junior 100 metres backstroke champion last year, from Milton Keynes, Nick Bridge. Lane 5 for Kelly College. He's 16, the national age group champion for the last 2 years, from Brixham in Devon, Ian Panting.
And it's a good start from lane 1, Jason Kenny, but fast being overhauled. In lane 5 again, the Kelly College Ian Panting takes the lead into the turn.
Yes, Panting just touching, but alongside him, Nick Bridge from Millfield. So it's Millfield and Kelly once again head-to-head.
Yes, old rivals having a go at the finish, Ian Panting and Nick Bridge, and it's all in the last few strokes.
And here they go, and just touching first is Ian Panting. So once again, Millfield have been beaten, and Kelly College have won 3 out of 3. And the national junior 100-metre backstroke champion from Millfield, Nick Bridge, beaten there by Ian Panting.
Well, Ian, that's 3 in a row for Kelly College. Have you done any special training for this race?
No, it's just been hard winter training. We haven't really sprinted up for this either.
And what sort of training are you doing now?
Just fairly heavy weights and quite a bit of distance.
So what sort of distance would you be doing in a day?
About 9,000 most days.
And here the last few metres, 3 in a line, but Panting here just holds the edge. They're both reaching out for the turn. You see there, Panting just gets there about 6 inches in front of Nick Bridge. And at the far side, Jason Kenny from Nova in third.
Ian Panting here just coming to the wall, a nice fast attack on the wall, very fast feet to the wall. Good drive out, picks up the stroke, and there, Nick Bridge has caught him. Just at that point, they're back into the race, Millfield.
So Kelly's Ian Panting wins by 1/5 of a second. Nick Bridge second for Millfield, Jason Kenny third for Nova. And things looking bright for Kelly after 3 races, 1.5 seconds their lead, Nova half a second back in third.
Fourth race of the day today is the girls' backstroke. And guess who my favourite is and which college she's from? Yes, Kelly College, and her name is Helen Slatter.
In lane 1 for Nova, 15 years old, but already a Great Britain senior international, just back after a long layoff through injury, Joanne Wood. In lane 2 for Cardiff, 15 years old, from the Bishop of Clontarf High School, Louise Clark. In lane 3, the captain of the Wigan girls team, former member of the national youth squad, 16 years old, Paula Hutchinson. In lane 4 for Millfield, and how badly they need a win here, 14 years old from Doncaster, Sarah Foy. And in lane 5 for Kelly, and proud of it, 15 years old, Great Britain senior international, going for 4 out of 4 for Kelly, Helen Slatter.
Take your marks.
And already Helen Slatter with a very good start, better known for her 200 backstroke, taking this race by the throat, but also a little challenge from Joanne Wood coming up to the turn, Simon.
Yes, the two of them out on their own. Slatter for Kelly on the near side, and Joanne Wood staying with her, the captain of the Nova team.
Helen Slatter, that fast revving turnover, that's what she's known for, and it is a battle for the last 5 meters, Joanne Wood and Helen Slatter.
Desperately close, but it is 4 out of 4 for Kelly, and Helen Slatter just edges out the challenge of Joanne Wood.
Nice race.
Well, Helen, that was something special.
Thanks. Yeah, it was actually.
Were you happy with the time? I mean, you look very, very comfortable there.
I was happy actually. It's about the first 50 backstroke I've done.
You're joking.
No, I never swum a race before, 50.
Well, that's 4 in a row for Kelly College. You must have done some extra training for this.
Not really, just rested down a bit, really. Some 50 sprints, and it's a really good thing, this.
And here's the end of the race. And Helen Slatter keeping her form, keeping her composure. Joanne Wood trying everything she knows, but just beaten by half a stroke.
Yes, Helen Slatter is right on for the finish there. It's a very good measured finish, and Joanne Wood is at least a stroke down here.
And here's Slatter moving towards the finish.
A nice shot of the bent arm action. Here she gets very close to the lane rope, and that might have cost her the finish of the race, but she manages to hang on and gets that right arm in for the finish.
A convincing win there for Helen Slatter. Joanne Wood second for Nova, Louise Clark third for Cardiff, Wigan are fourth, and Millfield are fifth. And it means that Kelly have extended their lead. Nova now second, Millfield back in third.
Make sure it's a Michelin.
St David's Saab Exeter, Devon's exclusive Saab dealer. Come and see the complete range of new Saabs together with a comprehensive stock of quality used cars. Saab St David's Saab, Devon's exclusive Saab dealer. Telephone Exeter 216-569. That's Exeter 216-569.
From Black & Decker comes the highly advanced new heat gun. Under this control panel is a sophisticated electronic system for controlling temperature and airflow. A control system that makes possible incredibly fast paint stripping, delicate stripping, soldering, roof repairs, and hundreds of other jobs around the house. The most technically advanced heat gun you could buy from Black & Decker. We make life easier for you.
Be with you in a second. There. I'm reading this senior plan brochure that's just come through my letterbox. You'll be getting one soon, and if you're aged between 50 and 80, it's well worth reading, because there's never been a better time to enroll in senior plan, the specialist life insurance for everyone over 50. I've been recommending senior plan for years to friends and in the press. It's right that older people should obtain the life insurance they need, without the worry of a medical exam. No health questions, and at a reasonable cost. Well, that's senior plan for you. Your acceptance is guaranteed, and your first month's cover is absolutely free. And there's news of a free gift worth £12. So look out for your important senior plan brochure, or call Plymouth 266 655. That's Plymouth 266 655.
When we asked 300 Gillette Contour users to try the Wilkinson Sword Profile, more than 60% preferred our razor for its feel, looks, and overall shave. Those who preferred Gillette had a rather lower profile. In our test, we crossed swords with Gillette and won.
Race 5 is a boys' breaststroke. Watch out for the starts and turns. The swimmers are allowed to take one underwater pull, and this is a great advantage to the stronger swimmers because the human body can swim faster underwater.
In lane 1 for Nova, the Midland Area Junior Champion at the 100 breaststroke, 16-year-old Ian Cotton. Lane 2 for Cardiff, also 16, from the Treorchy Comprehensive School in the Rhondda Valley, Matthew Vaughan. Lane 3 for Wigan, 16 years old, a national junior qualifier, David Vose. Lane 4 for Millfield, from Trinidad, the national age group record holder, 16-year-old Anil Roberts. And lane 5 for Kelly, just 14 years old, the national 100 and 200 age group breaststroke champion from Kettering, Tim Evans. There's Anil Roberts, one of few black swimmers who are swimming at the very highest level, but there are more and more of them coming through, Drew.
Yes, I think as more and more of them come into the local communities and clubs, they'll come through to the top.
Anil Roberts in 4, Evans
marks.
in lane 5 for Kelly.
Anil Roberts had a great reaction start, and already he heads the field. In lane number 4, being pressed now by Tim Evans of Kelly College as they approach the wall. Here they must adjust and hit that wall accurately.
Almost dead level between Roberts and Evans on the turn.
First to stroke was Anil Roberts. Perhaps he's a little bit anxious. Evans now beginning to press as they hit this last 10 metres.
In lane 1, Ian Cotton making a breakthrough as well. But it's Kelly again. Tim Evans wins the 5th event for Kelly, and they're threatening a whitewash at the moment. 31.75 the time. Anil Roberts will have to be content with 2nd place, and Ian Cotton was 3rd for Nova.
Here's a good shot of the start, a little bit flat from Tim Evans. There's the underwater pool, the kick into stroke, and already showing a nice compact, firm and strong breaststroke. He's a very powerful looking swimmer, Simon. There at the turn, fast into the next stroke, a good long pull, kicking through onto stroke, a little early with those hands, and he's already into his rhythm again. And this is where he brings himself through into the position of leader.
And here they come to the finish.
Super shot of both swimmers as they approach the wall. Tim Evans stroking slightly faster than Roberts at the moment and takes the touch.
But a major story developing here. Tim Evans from Kelly has been disqualified for an illegal stroke on the turn. It means that Anil Roberts wins the race, and Kelly, who seemed to be dominating the event right from the start, right the way through to the finish, now have a lot to do if they're to win this Fastwater Meet. Now let's see if we can see the problem, Drew, as we move towards the turn.
Okay.
Lane 5 obviously nearest us.
Here's Tim Evans approaching the wall, gets a nice contact on the wall, makes the turn. Everything looks fine here. Now, little dolphin movement of the feet coming up, but it seems to be a reaction to the pull. This is a difficult decision for the officials, Simon, whether it's a reaction to the pull or whether it's a deliberate kick.
Here's Evans moving into the turn.
Yes, it's a nice stroking action, and he hits the wall very positively. And what we're looking for here is the legs moving in a vertical line there, just as he pulls through, and obviously a judge to have done it deliberately during that particular phase of the turn.
And here is the amended result. Anil Roberts wins it for Millfield. Tim Evans of Kelly disqualified, his time 5 seconds behind that of David Vose. And it means a complete turnaround overall. Nova now leading, Millfield 2nd, Kelly 5 seconds back in 3rd.
Well, Archie, your first hiccup in the competition, Tim Evans disqualified. What do you feel?
Well, I feel that this is one of the bad rules in breaststroke swimming, because the interpretation of the rule by the judges varies from swimming gala to swimming gala. It's always happening. When a swimmer comes up with a breaststroke turn, he does a pull and push with his arms. There is a leg reaction which goes up and down, and that reaction can be interpreted as a dolphin kick, even though it is not a dolphin kick. A dolphin kick is when you bend your legs and drive down. So the official has quickly got to assume, with the legs going up and down, whether it is a disqualification or it isn't. And of course, in this instance, with underwater cameras being available, the official decided that it would be best to say it was a dolphin kick.
But you're saying you don't agree with it?
I didn't see it, I'm sorry, I was too far away. I've got to agree with the official.
Well, you may have wondered how we get the underwater shots that we've been showing you throughout the programme. Here's how. Let me introduce you to Slim McDonnell and his weapon here. And it's quite an exhibition you've been putting on, Slim. How, in fact, does it work?
Well, it's just a normal type of camera that the rest of the pool shooting's done on, except it's in a waterproof housing. External viewfinder, talk back to the director, and all the usual things, but just in the water.
Race 6 now, the girls' breaststroke. Watch out for Nova Centurion's Helen Watson, one of Britain's outstanding swimming prospects. Remember, she's only 13, so nerves can play a big part in this race.
In lane 1 for Nova, one of the best young girl swimmers around, just 13 years old, but last week she won the Midland Area Senior 200 breaststroke title, shattering her personal best. From Derby, Helen Watson. Lane 2 for Cardiff, the Welsh junior record holder for the 200 breaststroke, Claire Reeve. Lane 3 for Wigan, the national age group champion at the 200 breaststroke, already picked for England's senior team, 16-year-old Stephanie Parker. Lane 4 for Millfield, she's 16, a national age group finalist, the captain of the girls' team, Anne Stevens. Lane 5 for Kelly, she swam for Great Britain at backstroke, but put in here at breaststroke, 15 years old from Orpington, Anna Radcliffe.
Take your marks.
And all the girls starting together there, no real development at the start, although Anna Radcliffe did get the distance off the turn. Anna Radcliffe showing, Simon.
Anna Radcliffe in the lead at the moment, but Watson, Reeve and Parker all very close to her.
Anna Radcliffe swimming off-stroke, normally known as a backstroker, doing very, very well in this race. Really looking good at this point.
But Helen Watson coming hard at her on lane 1. But at the moment it's Radcliffe and Watson. Who's going to get the touch? Radcliffe gets the touch. Helen Watson is second. And Kelly have won their 6th race out of 6, barring that one disqualification.
Anna, you don't often see backstroke swimmers swimming a breaststroke as fast as that. Happy with her time?
Yeah, really pleased with PB.
So why are you swimming breaststroke today?
Well, because Helen's doing the backstroke, that's the best combination.
Well, you just lost 5 seconds the last race. How determined were you to win this for Kelly College?
Really, because just try and pull us back in, because we've still got a chance. So just hoping for the best.
And moving into the closing stages, there's Helen Watson, but she's just behind Anna Radcliffe, moving into your picture now. And a fine finish.
Yes, Anna, the slightly taller girl, is again right on stroke for the finish, and that's what's causing the difference between Kelly College and the remainder of the teams. Anna Radcliffe hitting the stroke on time, and it's a kick into the wall. Perfect finish from Anna to gain that first position.
So yet another win for Kelly College, but Helen Watson keeps Nova well and truly in the lead. Claire Reeve third for Cardiff. And at the halfway stage, Nova surprisingly in the lead, Millfield second, Kelly third.
So halfway through the event, Bill Finesse, Nova Centurions way out in front.
Yeah, it's very surprising, but it's also very pleasing.
Can you sustain it?
I hope so. I think it's all going to be down to the relays at the end, actually. Kelly College, really unlucky with the disqualification, but they've still got some super swimmers to come and they can still push us. And Millfield School are always difficult to beat.
We move now to the freestyle, and first on are the boys. In lane 1 for Nova, at 16, an English Schools International and a national age group finalist in several events last year, Alistair Skellen. In lane 2 for Cardiff, from the Monkton House School in Caerphilly, Darren Matthews. Lane 3, selected for the national youth squad at Butterfly, but no mean freestyler either, for Wigan, 15-year-old John Stout. Lane 4, the Millfield captain, 17 years old, Great Britain representative at last year's European Junior Championships in Geneva, Richard Thorpe. And lane 5 for Kelly, a man who's making extraordinary improvement, 16 years old from Beckenham, Ben Winter.
Take your marks.
And a good start by all 5 swimmers in this race, but already Richard Thorpe out there, half a body length up as he heads into the red for the turn.
And Ben Winter making a move in lane 5 for Kelly College. A great turn from Winter.
Thorpe still out there though, half a body length and stretching. This boy is fast. He's moving very well, head down for the finish.
Thorpe goes through to win it. So Millfield chalk up their first victory, and I'm sure they'll feel it's overdue.
You look very comfortable in it. What were the tactics?
Paddy said just keep your head down, keep your stroke strong, and you'll win it, he said.
So how many breaths are you actually taking on the race?
More on the first length. From about 4 or 5 on the first length, and then about halfway, none really till the end.
And here's the race from head on, and Richard Thorpe, a great start, Drew.
Yes, a great start, a rather roundhouse stroke, a very powerful boy. You can see the head very steady as he flips over into that turn. Great kick action into that second half of the race.
Winter had a good turn as well, but from here on, Thorpe was drawn away.
Absolutely, there is no doubt about this one, even though we expected a close race, but Thorpe has won it outright. Nice shot of the aeration coming from the hands as the swimmer feels for still water to keep the power on the stroke as he leads into that turn. Richard Thorpe leading the field.
It's a massive win for Richard Thorpe, over 0.6 of a second. Ben Winter second for Kelly, Alistair Skellen third for Nova. And it means that Millfield edge closer to Nova. 3.5 seconds behind them, Kelly still third.
Well, with me now is somebody very special who's in the next race, Zara Long. She was only 13 when she went to the Olympics 2 years ago, and it must have been a very special time for you. You were the youngest ever competitor. Did that make it extremely special for you?
Yeah, I appreciate it more now it's over, thinking about it.
What memories have you got of it?
I just remember it was amazing, overpowering. It's so lovely.
What effect do you think it's had on you in your approach to other races?
Well, I feel they're not as important, but every race is important to everyone.
So what do you think now when you get on the blocks for something like this today?
I just want to win for my school. It's important for the school and for Archie and for the rest of the team members. So I'm doing it for them this time.
Now for the girls' 50 metres freestyle. Remember, this is an all-out sprint. The top swimmers in the world would only be taking about 3 breaths per 50 metres. Let's see how many breaths our girls take.
In lane 1 for Nova, 15 years old from Chesterfield, a girl who made 6 national age group finals at Blackpool last August, Sarah Sabin. Lane 2 for Cardiff, from the Pennycraig Comprehensive in the Rhondda Valley, Anne Edwards. Lane 3 for Wigan, second last year in the National Senior Championships at 100 free, 16-year-old Leslie Masters. Lane 4 for Millfield, 14-year-old national age group finalist Caroline Roberts. And lane 5, the Kelly girls captain from Beckenham, Zara Long.
Take your marks.
And it's a good start by all 5 girls, although already you can see that Zara Long, a very powerful and technically sound freestyler, is just edging the field into the turn, but Leslie Masters is challenging.
Yes, it's Long just in front from Leslie Masters, the far side, Sarah Sabin trying to keep in touch.
A super turn from Zara Long, and she's now holding off a very formidable challenge by Leslie Masters in this last 5.
Yes, Zara Long wins with ease. And Leslie Masters in second place, and so Kelly are moving back again.
Zara, you're more of an individual medley swimmer. How come you're swimming freestyle today?
No one else wanted to do it.
You're joking.
No, I'm about the fastest freestyler, and Anna's closer to me on breaststroke than anyone else on freestyle.
So are you happy with your time today? It seemed to be quite quick. I mean, you won the race quite comfortably, and it's not bad for a medley swimmer to do that.
I wouldn't have minded going faster, but that's fine, I'm pleased.
And here is the whole race for Zara Long. You can see a rather flat start, but she's quickly into that very powerful 6-beat leg kick as she moves up the first 25. The turn is a super example of how to get streamlining off the wall and break into stroke. You can see that leg kick supporting a very powerful stroke all the way through the 50, head down for the finish, and she's in. Zara Long tight on the turn, feet on the wall, exactly opposite the hip line, driving out into the stroke, and that's where she gets a very positive advantage.
A comprehensive win then for Zara Long, 7/10 of a second. Wigan featuring for the first time in second place with Leslie Masters, Sarah Sabin third for Nova. And overall, it means that Kelly moved into second place, Nova leading by 3.4 seconds, things looking good for their young fans.
I learned to swim at the age of 4.
And you obviously love it. Would you like to become an international swimmer?
Yes, I would. I'd like to go to the Olympics one year.
Now, you've come a very long way today. Has it been worth it for you both?
Oh, it has. Seen all these television cameras and all the crews setting it all up. It's ever so good looking at them.
I hope you're enjoying our coverage of the Speedo Fastwater Meet. Join us in a moment for the climax.
The advertisement you're about to see is for...
Fish, come on now. Fish, come on now. Fish, take it easy. Fish, ooh. Fish, it's all right. Fish, come on now. Fish, yeah, 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 yeah. Take it easy. Fish, ooh. Fish, it's all right. Fish, everybody.
We would like to remind you the advertisement you've just been watching was for...
Fish.
Thank you.
Some Limesworld. Limesworld is a deliciously different English cheese. It's creamy soft, mild, yet tangy. Telephone's home. Limesworld. Make sure your wedge isn't the thin one.
She's wearing New Harmony hairspray. Very unlikely. She is. New Harmony hairspray. Nonsense. New Harmony hairspray holds your hair so naturally, only you can tell.
Make your mind up with style and class. Stay single-minded right to the last. Gonna be there when they pour it out. Yeah, taste is what it's all about. Tannins feels the fast and cool. Tannins feels the golden rule. Tannins feels the taste to choose. The taste to choose.
Lynx is different. Lynx is the all-over deodorant body spray for men. Lynx is musk, amber, spice. Lynx, because first impressions last.
Welcome back to the Speedo Fastwater Meet here in Newport. David, how important do you think this event is in the overall context of things in swimming?
Well, I think it fits in very well to the swimming calendar, and talking to the swimmers, they're certainly enjoying the sort of the difference, the discotheque sort of attitude that we've given them today. And I think they're very hyped up. I mean, the amount of cheering they've been making, the way they've been swimming, very fast indeed, goes for a good meet as we're having.
Now, we've seen some tremendously dedicated parents here today, and some of them spending well over £3,000 a year to keep their children in swimming. What on earth is the attraction of that?
Well, and in this age where we have the big problems with drugs, street corners, violence, and well, all the other problems that come along with young children of today, I think it's what money well spent. I wish the government would see that point of view, because the money that the parents are spending, I know it's a sacrifice, but it is keeping them fit, the children fit, it's keeping them off the street corners, it's giving them a purpose in life, and we're ending up with fitter and stronger mental human beings in the end.
Race 9. Now we're into the boys' medley relay. 2 lengths backstroke, 2 of breaststroke, 2 butterfly, and finishing off 2 of front crawl.
Lane 5, put your toes down, please. Lane 5. Take your marks.
And the medley relay, 4 times 50 metres, backstroke, breaststroke, butterfly and freestyle. And already a battle showing between Kelly College in lane 5 and Millfield in lane 4.
And in lane 5, it's Ian Panting, the man who won the individual race, ahead of Nick Bridge in lane 4. In lane 1, a good swim here for Jason Kenny, the 15-year-old from Nova. But it's Panting who touches first, replaced by Tim Evans, the man who was disqualified in his individual race.
And Roberts had a good takeover there for Millfield and caught Tim Evans on the dive as they approach this important turn now. Has Tim Evans learned?
And Evans will be anxious to turn the tables on Roberts here. A little bit aggrieved that he didn't get the decision. Aggrieved to have been disqualified. But a great
Roberts
race.
swimming well, Simon. He's edging out. And Tim Evans is having to come back in this last few metres.
And Nova aren't out of it either. Good swim from Ian Cotton for them. But now we go into the butterfly. Richard Leishman this side for Kelly. And Mark Foster alongside him. And Foster wanting to make amends for his swim.
Foster had the better takeover and he's now a body length up on Leishman. Foster really, I think, trying to show the crowd that he's really the swimmer we all know he can be.
This is the most outstanding man in the competition, and he's given them a 2-metre lead. He hands over to Richard Thorpe. And here, Ben Winter making a big effort this side.
But Richard Thorpe into the turn first. Be a hard job for Ben Winter to bring this back. It looks like Millfield over their local rivals.
Yes, Richard Thorpe extending the lead. 2 metres ahead, and Millfield win. Kelly College are second, and Alistair Skellen brings Nova in for 3rd place. Darren Matthews makes City of Cardiff 4th, and Wigan Wasps are last.
Well, you lot were determined to beat Kelly College there, weren't you?
Yeah, certainly were. Having them winning so many events, we knew we could have them on the relay.
And here is the breaststroke to fly takeover in the medley. A super changeover from Kelly. Breaststroker stretched out at maximum length, and the flyer leaving the block just in time to catch the changeover pattern. Super takeover by Leishman.
Well, we've had a bit of action out of the pool here. We've had a disqualification in the boys' medley team race. Nova Centurion have been disqualified because of a faulty breaststroke leg kick on the turns. The referee has made this decision, and that is final.
Well, Bill, you said it was all down to the relays, and it certainly was a problem for you.
Yeah, well, it looks with 2 races to go as if we could have won it, so it was a bit disappointing to get a disqualification in the team. But it wasn't actually the disqualification that I protested about. I protested because the course was not actually correct at the start of the race. One of my swimmers actually brought this to the attention of one of the officials, who we can't seem to find. The backstroke flags were not in. All right, now I consider that my backstroke to breaststroker takeover was quite poor, and because of that the breaststroker pushed on a bit too much and got disqualified. So I think that the race should have been re-swum.
But it wasn't, and there's the amended result. Millfield the winners, Kelly second, and Nova way back in last place. And overall, it's completely transformed the event. Millfield in the lead, Kelly 0.73 behind in second, and Nova right out of it now, 13 seconds behind the leaders.
3 races to go and it's very close. Next up, the girls' medley relay. Kelly College must be favourites for this because they won every single girls' individual event.
Take your marks.
And once again, a super start from Helen Slatter, the Kelly College lead-off swimmer on the backstroke. Already you can see that going into the turn, she's given herself a very good lead.
So Slatter in the turn, she takes the lead. In lane 1, we've got Joanne Wood for Nova. She's in second place, and the others all on the line. So as in an individual race, it's Slatter and Wood.
And it's already Anna Radcliffe stretching that lead, but over in lane 1, this youngster, Helen Watson, who is starting to come through on this medley relay.
So Radcliffe turns a couple of metres in front, but Watson making serious inroads on the far side. In third place, we've got Claire Reeve for Cardiff, Stephanie Parker for Wigan Wasps. But a tremendous swim from Helen Watson. Anna Radcliffe really touches first, but Watson second.
She's really put Nova into contention again. Tracy Atkin on the fly, having a go at Samantha Lewis for Kelly College.
Yes, Samantha Lewis this side, the winner of the individual event. But Nova aren't done with. Tracy Atkin in second place. Wigan Wasps now in third with Mara O.P. moving up. But it's still neck and neck as we go into the final lane. Zara Long for Kelly and Sarah Sabin for Nova.
Zara Long, a good takeover, and has already stretched that gap with that very powerful freestyle stroke as she hits the 25-metre mark.
So Kelly moving further ahead. Sarah Sabin making a desperate bid, but it's to no avail, and Zara Long stretches out and touches first. Kelly win, Nova a second. Leslie Masters finishes third for Wigan. Cardiff are fourth, and in fifth place, surprisingly, Millfield.
That's a lovely shot of Zara Long, beautiful, long, streamlined freestyle. You see the high catch point, the elbow pushing the hand through. 6-beat kick, taking her into the wall at the finish of this race, and the first place in that medley relay.
So Kelly win by some 2.5 seconds. Nova second, Wigan third, Millfield back in last place. And it means that overall, Kelly are now back with a handsome lead. Millfield second, Nova third.
Granny, are you here with somebody?
No, we're just from Newport. Come to join the fun.
And it is fun, isn't it?
Oh, it's great. Yes, really enjoyed it.
What's been a good moment for you here?
But this one now, I think, watching the medley, hasn't it?
Medley, yeah.
And watching the children, you know, it was lovely to see them being encouraged by David Wilkie, wasn't it? And he's such a lovely swimmer. It must have been such a thrill for them. It was lovely.
Well, it's nice to see your smiling faces. Everybody around here seems to be enjoying themselves very much.
Yeah, I think it's great.
Do you often go to swimming events?
Not really.
Events on these swim for
We're just learning to swim, so we are interested.
You're just learning to swim?
Yes.
That's marvellous.
Yes, yes.
Why did you decide at this late stage to decide to swim?
Something we always wanted to do. Never found the time till we retired. And it's been great trying you.
Oh, well, that's lovely. How encouraging for everybody else.
So the event proving to be very exciting. Drew, as a swimming purist, what do you think of the format?
I think the format is very, very good. As a sprint event, it's going to be interesting and exciting to the viewer. And the fact that it's got 4 swimmers, male and female, means that a whole host of clubs will be able to take part in an event of this kind. You don't need the strength and depth. Great start over in lane 1 by Nova, Chris Proctor. but it's Mark Foster, the star of British swimming at the moment, who's really out there very, very fast.
He's the fastest man in Britain ever. And that is why. 2-metre lead at the end of the first leg. And following him, Tim Evans, the breaststroker for Kelly, and for Millfield, Richard Thorpe, and he's extending the lead.
Richard Thorpe, the winner of the individual 50 freestyle, should put a good lead on for Millfield at this halfway stage in this 4x50 relay.
And remember, every second vital, because Kelly lead by just over 8 seconds, and Millfield have got to cut that back substantially in this race. Nick Bridge, the next to go for them, the backstroker and captain.
And Nick Bridge holding the lead well, although Nova Centurion, Ian Cotton, a breaststroker, has just started to eat away that lead.
Nick Bridge halfway down this second length, and Ian Cotton coming back at him. And last in, the breaststroker, Anna Roberts. And for Nova, Alistair Skellen.
Anna Roberts holding off any challenge from Nova. He should be safe on the way back. But remember, he is a breaststroker.
And it's vitally important that he keeps clear of Ian Panting in lane 5 for Kelly College. A tremendous swim here from Anna Roberts, and Millfield win the boys freestyle. Nova second, Ian Panting third for Kelly. Close for fourth between Cardiff and Wasp. But Anna Roberts will be delighted with that, and so will all the Millfield contingent. The race now wide open as we go into the final event.
Arnold, tremendous race. You certainly pulled a few seconds back there in Kelly College.
Nah, my job was quite easy. I had a big lead. All I had to do was bring it home.
The different tactics there. What happened in the race?
Well, Paddy said he wanted to use Mark Foster first to open up a big gap. And Mark went out very quick in 23.9. And from then, he used his second fastest, Richard Thorpe. And we came down in that order, and all I had to do was bring it home. So we opened up a lead at the start and just held it.
So Millfield the winners, Nova second, but significantly Kelly 5.5 seconds behind Millfield in third place. And so, after 11 races with 1 to go, Kelly are in the lead, Millfield just 2.86 seconds behind in second place. It's between those two, lanes 4 and 5.
And it's a good start to this 4x50 freestyle, this final event. And as you can see, 3 girls in lanes 3, 4 and 5 are turning together.
Anna Ratcliffe, this side for Kelly. It's Sian Pilling for Millfield, and at the moment Leslie Masters doing very well for Wigan. In fact, Leslie Masters is going to turn in first place.
It's a good takeover from Wigan. Surprise at this stage of the event. And it's up to Kelly College now to haul back the lead.
Second off for Kelly, Samantha Lewis. Mara O'Fee is doing the fly. The girl who did the fly for Wigan now on freestyle, and there's 3 in a line because up the far end, Joanne Wood is coming strongly for Nova. In fact, Joanne Wood is going to turn in second place. It's Kelly in front with Helen Slatter.
Helen Slatter, again, that strong leg kick, pushing it into first place, but just ahead of Helen Watson, the young breaststroker.
Helen Slatter increasing her lead. Remember, Kelly have got Zara Long to come, but at the far side, Helen Watson, as Drew said, making a determined bid. Nicola Gwynn going well for Cardiff, and they're in third place, and Millfield away back, and it looks good for Kelly as Zara Long goes in on the final length.
Zara Long, the individual freestyle winner, the winner of the anchor leg on the medley, is now taking Kelly into possibly an unchallengeable position.
Tracy Atkin, second for Nova, the far side. And in third place, Cardiff doing really well with Anna Edwards. But it's Zara Long, who takes Kelly home for victory here, and overall victory in the competition. Nova second and Cardiff third. Wigan fourth, Millfield are fifth and last in this. And the first ever Speedo Fastwater Meet goes to Kelly College.
Archie, what a magnificent performance all round by the Kelly College.
Yes, I'm very pleased with it. Thank you.
Did you expect to do so well?
It's a very unknown quantity when you're talking about 50-metre sprints. You know, I know we've got some good swimmers, but I didn't really know what the standard of everybody else was, so I was just hoping, really.
What marvellous support from the children as well.
Oh, the school been grand. I mean, I was so pleased to hear.
So the meeting ends as it began, with a win for Kelly College. Nova second and Cardiff third. And overall, the convincing margin is 9.48 seconds for Kelly College. Millfield a second, Nova third, Cardiff fourth, and Wigan a fifth. And so Archie Brew, the coach to Kelly College, receives the trophy from Mike Latham from Speedo. And Kelly College win the first ever Speedo Fastwater Meet. An impressive all-round performance from a very talented band of swimmers.